back to Heather's greenhouse. So today we're going to be planting up some bulbs. So I'll show you what all kinds of bulbs I have, but right now we're going to start with saffron corms. And I apologize for the shade. I had to wait till it was warmer today. It was just too flipping cold to be outside before now. So in this particular bed, it is a cedar wooden raised bed. I planted saffron corms in it 3 years ago. Now corms for saffron only last 3 to 4 years, so you'll see very few have come back up. But let me show you what they look like. So hopefully you can see right there. So that is a saffron crocus coming up. Alright, so what do they look like before you plant them? So this is what they look like before you plant them. You need to plant them a good 3 to 4 inches deep and about 3 inches apart. So I'm going to do that real quick. Chrissy Ann, get out of that bed. Come on. I know she's like, they can't see anything anyway right now. Come on. I know it'll take a little bit for them to come up, but you got to get out. Alright, so the saffron has now been planted in this bed. I'm going to give it a little bit of water just to let them settle in, because we have no rain on the forecast for the 10 days out. And then let's see what other bulbs we have. And I'm probably not going to plant these today, so I might show you this later. So I've got some more daffodils. Got hyacinths. This is a purple mix. Got alliums and freesia. But I'll probably plant those maybe tomorrow and let you see that. So one of the things that my friend was just amazed at is that I'm able to compost and not have vermin. Now, I think I've mentioned that we do live on the lake and we have a ton of wildlife. I don't know if you can see, but Henry the heron is sitting on the dock right now. See if I can zoom in and get Henry. There's Henry. So how do I have compost and not any vermin? Well, that is a big rosemary bush. I love rosemary. I love cooking with rosemary, especially on chicken and root vegetables. So I don't mind it being big and bushy. But the vermin don't like the smell of rosemary. So you can see I've got not one, but 2 compost bins right here. I don't have any problems. And then over here, that is actually mint planted into that bed. Now, everyone will tell you don't plant mint in the ground because it will take over and it will spread. And it is invasive, so you have to be prepared. Sorry about the sounds. We've got someone in a boat that's just hauling tail up and down the canal. So, okay, back to where I was. Sorry about that. But I do have mint planted in this bed, in ground. I'm going to allow it to take over this entire space. And I'm just going to weed and pull any mint that makes it out of the raised bed. Now one of the things you'll notice is I do have a rain barrel. And this is an Ivy brand rain barrel. I really like it. So I've got a diverter right there with my downspout, and it brings the water over into the rain barrel. And then I've got a overflow that I have going into a water bucket. And then this, the hose right there, let me show you this, because this is pretty neat. Oh my goodness, there is a praying mantis right there. Hopefully you can see him. I don't know if I scared him or he scared me, or we both scared each other. But this is a great advice that I can give you. If you have a rain barrel, so these are just some free pallets that I got. And they're sitting on little concrete blocks. And then I've got the, I don't know, maybe 6-foot hose. But the reason why I did this is because, well, first of all, I am an electrical engineer, so I'm a little nerdy. And so I knew I needed some head pressure, which is why I wanted to get my rain barrel up off the ground. But I'm also very frugal. I don't like to spend money I don't have to. So anytime I can reuse and recycle, I'm going to do that. So that's exactly what I did. I reused some concrete blocks that I had, reused some free pallets, and got it up off the ground several foot, which gave me plenty of head pressure. So I could actually run a regular hose and water the entire garden if I wanted to. But I just cut the hose basically where there was a hole anyway. So this hose had a blowout, and instead of throwing it away, I just cut it off. And then I can easily move the hose around and refill whatever water bucket I've got without having to worry about running out of length of hose. Oh. You can see the overflow I just have going into the water bucket, water can. And whenever it fills up, I can water whatever I need to in my garden. Now my third compost is a little different. So a neighbor gave me this one because they realized that I love to garden. And it's pretty neat because I throw whatever I want to in it. And then I just spin it periodically. And then after, I don't know, depends on what I put in there, the mix, how often I rotate it. Sometimes I have to add water to it. So it depends on how long it takes so I get good compost. Sometimes I'll have compost in a month. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to share with you, if you do have a compost bin that, you know, you're like me, you want the compost bin close enough to your house to where it's convenient to bring kitchen scraps down and throw in it, or gardening scraps to throw in it without having to walk real far. I mean, you see my garden's right there. And there's the two main compost bins that I use. Now let me tell you about this one real quick. So this is a galvanized, I don't know if you can see the name, but it is actually a burn bin. That's what it was called when I bought it. So it in the country, a lot of people will burn their trash instead of taking it to the local landfill. So I guess that's what this was designed for and sold for. But I use it for compost because it's got all these holes in it. And it's just perfect. I mean, you can see right now I don't have a good mix of green to brown, but that's okay because I'm kind of a slow, lazy composter anyway. Having 3 bins gives me the luxury that I'm not in a hurry to make compost. All right, Chrissy Ann, what do you think? Do we talk enough about compost in the rain bin? She's like, I could care less. She's like, I just like being outside. I know you do.